Okay, so in this video, we're going to go over exporting your animation to a video file and submitting the animation assignment. So this is very similar to the process of our last two projects, the self-portrait and the audio project. So you may be able to do this, without really watching the video, but this is just to make sure that everybody knows what to do. So let's take a look at the assignment again. So the assignment is to create a 10-second animation using Adobe After Effects, using shapes and colors and text. The prompt is to choose an emotion and to animate something that kind of represents that emotion. You can interpret that however you want. If you want to do something a little different, I'm always open to that. And then we're gonna render out to an MP4. This assignment actually says to render to a QuickTime movie. That's fine as well, but I think for our blog, MP4 is going to be a little bit better, so that's why I'm going to use. And then we're going to upload, of course, our AEP file to Blackboard, along with the storyboard file that should have been posted last week on OpenLab, and then create a OpenLab post, and we have a template again. This one's a little simpler. Most likely you aren't using other sources for this, but if you are, of course, you can do that. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first step is I'm going to go over to After Effects, and once you're all done with your animation, you are going to want to export. This is similar to exporting from Audacity or Photoshop or Illustrator. Basically, we're taking all the edits we made and smushing it into one small video file, which we can play on the internet or on your phone or whatever. So this is, in After Effects, we actually have a different program that we use for this. So if you go to File and you go to Export, you're going to see there's a couple options. There's Add to Media Encoder, and then there's Add to Render Queue. So After Effects has its internal renderer, but it doesn't have as many options. So the Media Encoder is a program from Adobe that's whole purpose is just rendering video and media. So we're going to use that one. If you haven't opened it before, it may take a second to open. It's probably downloaded because usually when you download After Effects, it's going to download Media Encoder as well. But if not, you'll just have to download it from the Creative Cloud like you have your other programs. So when you open the Media Encoder, we don't really have to do too much here. There are a lot of settings and things that we can play with, but the defaults are going to be perfectly fine for us, especially we're making a very short animation. So when you make a long animation, it takes a very long time to render, especially if you have lots of effects and different things going on. But for us, it's very, very simple. So we're not going to worry about changing any of the properties. We just want to make sure that we know where the file is going. And so you see there's this output file section here. If you don't see the video, you should see your main composition here. If you don't see that, you may need to try to export it again. You should see like a new thing here. You might see multiple things here if you've clicked on export a bunch of times. If you want, you can just get rid of them, or you can just render them all. It doesn't really matter. But what we need to do, we can leave this alone. H.264 is good. Match source rate is good. The thing we want to change is output file. We want to make sure that this is where we want it to go. So when I click on this, it's going to open up to where we are in the Finder. If you're on Mac, you're probably going to see something like this. I recommend clicking on the little drop-down button, and we're going to look at our files and just make sure that it's in your animation folder. So I have this MMP 100 animation, and I just want to save it here so it's easy to find along with my storyboard and my AEP file. For the format, MP4 is fine. We're just going to click Save. And once you're done, you're going to click this green button. Don't forget to click the green button. It's kind of hard to see sometimes, but we're just going to click that. And you'll see for a short 10-second animation, it's really not going to take very long. So it's already done encoding. We can go to the Finder. I'm going to open a new Finder window with Command N, and we can go to our animation, and there's our MP4. So I can preview this to make sure it works in the Mac, or on PC. You can't preview, you just have to open it in Media Viewer or whatever and watch it. And that looks fine. So we've got everything we need. We have our storyboard, we have our main video, and now we can submit this on OpenLab and then Blackboard. So I'm going to go back to Chrome. And I've got my template open here, so I'll just keep that open for reference. I'm going to make a new post, so I'll click on the plus button up here. I get this red banner. So remember, you have to choose a category. I'll turn off my video. So the category is animation for this one. Please remember to add the category so it's easier for me to find, but if not, I'll probably find it. And we're gonna say my animation, try to spell it correctly, madness. And so then we can put the title, or you can just write the title. You don't have to write out title, madness. And this is spring 2024, software is Adobe After Effects. And then you can just write a short description, same thing as we've done for the last couple projects. What emotion did you choose? What colors and shapes did you use to represent that emotion, etc. So I'm not going to do a whole thing, but just an example. I chose to animate the emotion madness. I started with a circle that represents my thoughts, just whatever you want to talk about here. And then let's add our video. So to add a video in OpenLab, I'm going to click add block. And we've added images and stuff before and audio, but we haven't added video. So we're going to type in video to the search, and I'm going to click on this video link. And then I'm going to click upload and find my animation. So I'm going to go to main.mp4 and click open. And this should work. Sometimes I've noticed sometimes in the past we've had issues with this. So if it doesn't play automatically, you might want to just let me know. We can take a look at it. But let's go and look at the preview. Just make sure this works. So if I click play, it should run. As long as it's an MP4, I think it'll work. I think if it's an MOV, it won't work, which is why we don't want to do MOV for this actually. But yeah, I think that should work. And so once you're done with that and it looks good, just click publish twice. And so we're going to submit all of this over on Blackboard. So I'm going to click copy here, and let's go to Blackboard. So I'll just open a new tab, go over to Blackboard, and I'm going to go into student preview. And so as usual, this is weird. Where's my links? Okay, give me just a second. Okay, I think I clicked on the wrong button there. Let's go into student preview again. Okay, there we go. So let's go to assignments. And so this is animated words and emotions. We're just going to click on there. And just like normal, we're going to create a submission and just paste in that OpenLab link. That's all you need to do there. And then we're going to upload our files. So for this, we need the storyboard file and the AEP file. So I'm going to go to browse local. Make sure that you go to your MMP 100 folder, animation folder, and make sure that you have the AEP file. That's all you need. You don't need this like cache stuff. You can ignore that. Just this AEP file. Just click open. You don't need the MP4 here. We're going to see that on the OpenLab post. And then I'm just going to add in the storyboard that we created. And that's it. So I'm going to click submit. And there we go. So that's it for that submission process. Let me know if you guys have any questions or if anything doesn't work. I'm happy to jump on Zoom or Discord and go over it together. And yeah, that's it for our animation project. And we're going to be moving on to another project next week. We're going to be doing some web development and web design. So yeah, we'll get started with that. And all right, I'll see you guys in the next video.